Hello and welcome once again everyone. Rank Season 15 is upon us and Arms Race has returned. For those of you not familiar with Arms Race, spawn points will appear randomly on the map, containing buffs which can help you and your team by enhancing the performance characteristics of both warships and aircraft squadrons, which include hit point regeneration, acceleration of armament reload speed, maneuverability enhancements, and accelerated reload speed of consumables. I'd like to give a very special shout out to Bazinga Flux for sharing this amazing replay. As usual, I've included the full ship build, including the upgrades and captain skills used by our captain in this exciting match, after the main highlights, with the timestamp here on screen for your convenience. Arms Race changes up the tactics and gameplay quite a bit in comparison to the normal ranked mode of domination. It's a 7v7 format with all ship types available for selection. What's notable about this game at first glance is the fact there is only one battleship per side, and then an equal split of 3 destroyers and cruisers per team. This lineup can vary greatly from game to game, of course, but it does stand out in this particular match that there is no carrier and only one battleship per side. Arms Race is all about being able to contest and capture the buffs, which spawn randomly around the map. These bonuses applied from these buffs will stack, so being able to capture them for your team can lead to significant improvements to your ship's performance over the course of a game. And when you play like our captain does in this match, one can have a huge impact on the eventual outcome. It's ranked battle mode after all. It's all about winning matches, to gain stars, to get those steel rewards, and bragging rights for attaining rank 1. This map is called Sleeping Giant, and our captain is moving forward to make use of this island chain, which can be an extremely strong position for a cruiser like the Moines. The destroyers on our captain's team have already picked up 2 HP buffs, and the notifications will pop up on screen every time a buff is attained, while the total active buffs will remain visible just above the consumables at the bottom center of your screen. Both teams would appear to be spreading out, while a number of the enemy team have already been spotted. Our captain is following the Kleber towards the entrance of this protected island system here, all the while monitoring the position of his RPF indicator, which would suggest that the Smolensk that was spotted moments ago remains the closest ship at this point in time. It would seem a number of the team have already smoked up and started shelling that Kremlin. There's a lot of incoming fire there, and that Kremlin has taken quite a significant chunk of damage so far, although I do suspect it's all high explosive damage. See, he's already down to 57,000. He is trying to heal. Our captain continues to push forward here and get a firing angle. Kremlin does seem to be reversing. It's one of Des Moines' great strengths, these high shell arcs, to be able to lob shells over islands like this at targets from very well protected positions. There's another buff being added, a boost to ship maneuverability. Kremlin has started moving forward. Captain just got a very narrow little gap in between these islands, although he would now seem to have lost firing angles. He's going to push forward into the center. There are quite a number of destroyers in this game. Haragumo is taking a lot of focus fire there at the moment. Our captain's team has lost Smolensk, And the Haragumo goes down as well. And that's a big blow so early, just 5 minutes into a game. There's a third HP regen buff added, but it's too late to save the Haragumo and Smolensk. Being down 2 ships like this so early on puts our captain's team at a huge disadvantage. The only plus side is our captain has managed to take up a very strong position now. Enemy Yoshino and Kleber are on the far side of the map. There are 2 destroyers, a Smolensk, a Kremlin, all in close proximity. Captain briefly gets detected there over that island by the enemy Smolensk. The Haragumo smokes up. That's a big mistake. Right in front of our captain's radar. Pops that radar. Enemy Haragumo is attempting to reverse. And he is a sitting duck. Spotted in front of our Kleber and Haragumo. The captain is detected. Sets the Haragumo on fire. Haragumo is moving forward again. There is some incoming fire from the Smolensk on the far side of that island. Enemy Haragumo goes down. Captain's actually very unfortunate not to get that kill. The radar runs out, so our captain activates his hydro. Deering is just holding position on that corner and takes out the Kleber. It was actually the Kremlin who had pushed up into the center. And with the position of our Yamato, it allows the Kremlin to come in and dominate the center of this map, forcing our captain to reverse here. Still able to get some sneaky shells over this island. Sets the Kremlin on fire. Kremlin has repaired that fire, it would seem, instantly. Enemy Smolensk comes in. Captain switches immediately to armor piercing. Smolensk slowed down dramatically though. Gets a citadel. Incapacitates the front gun. He has turned inwards. Fire coming in now from multiple Smolensk. And he gets taken out by the Yamato. Actually quite unfortunate not to get that kill as well. The Yamato has finally contributed something. The central capture point has spawned. Quite a bit of fire coming in from that enemy Smolensk. He's sitting in a smoke screen over behind those islands. Our captain still has the Deering detected with his hydro, which is just about to run out. The Deering in return has now our captain hydroed. And our captain is pleading with the Yamato to take some action here. Yoshino. Enemy Deering would seem to be making a push. He's attempting to rush our captain. Overly aggressive move on part of the Deering. Perhaps instigated by the fact he knew our captain's hydro had gone down. Captain quickly starts to accelerate forward. Surely torps gun coming. There are the torps indeed.
Well done, Commander.
Enemy Deering attempted to make a play, but was unable to pull it off. Our captain was ready and waiting. And using the exceptional acceleration of the Des Moines, he's able to duke out those torps. Enemy Yoshino showing quite a bit of broadside over there. The enemy Deering admits his misplay in the chat, although his estimate of our captain's demise might seem a little presumptuous. Yoshino takes out the Stalingrad. So we're now in a 4-on-3 situation. And the big problem is the Kremlin. The Kremlin has taken up the dominating position on this map, while our captain's Yamato is still behind the Des Moines, unable to exert any influence whatsoever. Some exchanges going on in the chat, referring to said Yamato. There's little to be done. All he can do is keep these enemy ships under fire. Hope that Yamato finds some courage. Enemy Yoshino starts pushing in. He is angled inwards. He would appear to be showing a little bit more broadside. Captain does immediately switch to armor piercing to try and take advantage. 6500 salvo. He has angled in again. Captain switches back to high explosive. Instantly gets that fire. Yoshino has repaired. Does take a chunk of damage from the Yamato. Enemy Smolensk has opened fire again, once again. Our torpedoes incoming. Yoshino is showing full broadside again. Our captain instantly switches to armor piercing again. Gets those shots away. There's that citadel and the Yoshino goes down. Now we're back in a 3-on-3 situation. Points are dead level at 420. Yamato is slowly creeping forward. This Yamato, however, has put himself in the precarious position of being literally trapped here. He is unable to push out from this position without exposing full broadside to that enemy Kremlin. And the Kremlin at such short range has all the tools necessary to basically one-shot this Yamato should he push forward anymore. And he seems very tempted to push forward here. Enemy Kleber is putting pressure on the gearing. The gearing is already quite low. Our captain is pushing forward here to get some shots on that Kremlin. He's already fired at that Yamato. And this enemy Kremlin now has taken up a very strong position. Our captain is essentially baiting out the Kremlin here. Kremlin has fired. Captain starts reversing immediately. Does get 10k of damage, but that gives the Yamato a vital window to push forward. Our captain is urging him forward in the chat. But this Yamato, instead of immediately turning towards the Kremlin, he remains full broadside. He does get chunked hard, but fortunately survives. Sometimes you can make all the right moves to help people and they're just beyond help. Enemy Kremlin does have multiple fires. Team picks up another maneuverability buff. The Yamato has finally angled bow into that Kremlin. Kremlin is aiming his guns at that Yamato. Allows our captain to freely farm that Kremlin for the moment. Gearing has started firing before smoking up. And our captain takes out the Kremlin. But the gearing goes down in the very same instant. Instead of just smoking up and then opening fire, where he could have maneuvered in the smoke screen, he's now sacrificed himself. Enemy Kleber comes in. High-speed French destroyer Quite a tricky target to hit at times with these Des Moines shells. He is manoeuvring by constantly wiggling. Very tricky target to hit. Captain does get the Confederate award. You can see those fireworks going off. It's the talent activated on the Halsey captain, giving our captain increased reload. And that's exactly what you need to deal with fast moving destroyers, especially the likes of the Kleber. Kleber is being forced away now. As he pulls distance, it becomes increasingly more difficult to hit. A lot of HE fire now coming in from the enemy Smolensk. He is angled ever so slightly away. Captain puts some armor piercing out. Just lands a little ahead of target. Smolensk is moving quite slowly. He does manage to get undetected and lands a citadel. Our captain starts kiting away. He is in the process of capturing the central point, but it's unlikely he'll be able to do so before getting detected again. He does pick up a consumable reload buff. The Kleber, according to his RBF, is the closest ship. Just about to capture this point. He does sail out. Kleber just using that island for cover. Smolensk is shooting the Yamato, as does the Kleber. Finally, this Yamato is tanking some damage for his team. Smolensk is undetected over behind those islands. He is spotted once again. He is pushing forward. Incoming fire. Kleber has stopped. Does get a reload buff. Smolensk is still angled. Our captain is forced to kite away. This HE pressure is more than he can withstand for too long. Does get a citadel there. Gets a second and takes out that enemy Smolensk with a devastating strike. And finally that puts some daylight between the teams. Our Des Moines gets complimented in the chat. Enemy Kleber is making a rush. Becomes visible around the corner. Vital, our captain takes out this Kleber. And with that, our captain gets the Kraken unleashed. Our captain literally took the team on his shoulders and said, we're going to win this. 250,000 damage and a massive 4,500 base XP. Before going to the complete ship build, I've added some links, including the Help Me Discord and my own personal Discord in the description below. Now on to the build. Starting with the consumables, I always try and stress the importance of using premium to decrease the cooldown time of your damage control, and in this case add extra charges of hydroacoustic search, surveillance radar and repair party. Des Moines gets 6 ship upgrade slots, starting off with main armaments mod 1, surveillance radar mod 1, aiming systems mod 1, propulsion mod 1, concealment system mod 1, and finally the legendary module, enhanced propulsion. So onto the captain skills, starting with priority target, expert marksman, superintendent and concealment expert for your first 10 points. An extremely strong 19-point captain will then include the skills preventive maintenance, expert loader, incoming fire alert, adrenaline rush, and finally radio location, in the training order of your own choice. So let's take a look at what this build means for the ship's final stats. For survivability, Des Moines gets 50,600 hit points, which is further enhanced by having 4 repair parties. Main artillery consists of 3x3 203mm guns, 2 in the front and 1 in the rear, with 15.8 kilometers in range with a reload speed of 5.5 seconds. Des Moines gets an AA defense rating of 83 with a long-range defense of 5.8 kilometers. For maneuverability, Des Moines gets a max base speed of 33 knots, a turning circle of 770 meters, and a rudder shift time of 6.9 seconds. Finally, Des Moines has a concealment rating of 65, meaning you will be surface detected at 10.9 kilometers and by aircraft at 6.4 kilometers. I'd like to thank you once again all for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. Take a moment to check out some of my most recent videos and leave a comment below. And until the next time, keep sailing it like you stole it.